Well, Jeff joins us now, and we're excited to have him back to talk about the National Catholic Bible Conference. This year, the conference is on the East Coast. So, Jeff, tell us about the change.
Well, this is it's actually not quite a change. We might be doing that next year, but this coming year on June 21st and 22nd, we're going to be returning to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Czestochowa in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. That's right outside of Philadelphia. And it's going really well. Last year we sold out. It was amazing. This year we have quite a lineup of speakers. Our theme for this year on our two-day seminar, Friday and Saturday, is going to be Scripture and the New Evangelization. And on the now with the new Pope Francis, that throws a whole new thing into the mix. This is going to be very, very exciting, and we have just some really good teachers this year.
Hey, Jeff, you look like you're in your laboratory there with all those books behind you.
I am. That's where I come up with these talks and Bible studies and things. I come out of here once in a while to eat and other things, but no, I do. I spend a lot of time in here praying and studying and doing things like this, and I really enjoy it.
Well, you mentioned the theme Scripture and the New Evangelization, very, very appropriate in the year of faith as we are. And of course, the New Evangelization is a project in which we are all involved. But my question for you is, how can we learn from the ancient writings, the sacred Scripture, to inform the new evangelization?
Sure. Well, that's a good question, Father. When you look at the Scriptures, particularly the book of Acts, you're seeing the game plan of the early church going from just literally a handful of guys that most likely were not accepted by the real, superstar rabbis of the day. They ended up going back to their father's trade. They were fishermen, tax collectors, and so forth. And Jesus found them and said, "Come follow me," which was the classic way a rabbi would call someone to follow him and become a disciple. And that ragtag group of guys turned the world upside down. And so the book of Acts gives us an idea of how that first evangelization took place. So we can learn an awful lot from that. And the Gospels, particularly John 4, where Jesus meets the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. But we can also see throughout the early writings of the church how people died and gave their lives for the faith, and what was really important, and how did they turn tough situations around. So we're going to be looking at a lot of these topics when we look at Scripture and the new evangelization. Not only are we looking back, but we're going to be looking forward and discussing, how do we do this today? How does a guy at work evangelize? And how do you evangelize your family? What if you have children that left the church? What do we say to them? How do we bring them back? So we're going to be deep into Scripture, but we're going to be very practical also.
Mm-hmm. So if someone's on the fence about this, Jeff, how do you get them to go? What would you do to entice? Now, what you just said to right there enticed me. So what else would you say?
Well, I think if you just look at the lineup of speakers, it's sort of enticing too. We've got some really good speakers like Bishop Saratelli, who's a Bible scholar. We have Dr. Michael Barber. We have Dr. Marcelino D'Ambrosio, Dr. Scott Hahn, Dr. Mary Healer, Dr. Andrew Jones. It's starting to sound like if you get sick, you're going to be okay here. But we have Dr. Brant Petrie, and we have Thomas Smith. I'll be speaking. Sarah Christmeyer. We have a number of really good speakers that are going to be there. But if you're on the fence, you only go around once in life, and you only have a few years to really make your life count. And the number one thing in life really is to serve God and to obtain that goal, the beatific vision, to get to heaven. And we want that for everybody. So this is a rare opportunity for people to come together with this caliber of speakers and to learn about Scripture and evangelization. Plus, this is the time. This is what the church is focusing on.
I'm glad to hear you also mention, Jeff, the people who have children or perhaps grandchildren who have left the church or the practice of the faith. We need to evangelize them too, and that's a big issue for a lot of our viewers. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And the place to register is CatholicBibleConference.com. What else will people find at the website?
At the website, you'll find out all about all of our speakers. We also have some promotional tools there that if you want to use them in your parish, get the word out, you can do that. We have testimonials from past conferences. You can register, certainly. And you can win a free seminar. This last year, we gave away a free weekend seminar where I went out and gave a Bible timeline seminar to a church. and up in Delaware, and they won. And the church that brings the most people, they get a free, completely free weekend seminar.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jeff, thank you so much. Best of luck. And we've had you on before, and we hope to have you on again. You're always good stuff. Have a great day.
You guys do a great job. It's always good to join you, and blessings on your whole apostolate.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.